Guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a little bit of an impromptu video. It's not one I had planned on making, so I'm a little disheveled. My makeup's quite a few hours old, actually. It's getting into close to the evening now. But I thought I would let you know and try to explain a little bit about a situation that has come up and that you might be hearing about in the news, possibly if you follow financial pages or financial magazines or anything like that. You might know that new Avon LLC has been purchased by LG. And when you say LG, like the appliances company, yes, LG, the appliances company. So like the same company that you might have a cell phone by or a television or some kind of appliance has purchased North American Avon. So I'm going to back up a little bit and we'll go over a few things, and I just want to explain what's going on, and if you had any questions, hopefully I'll answer them at this video. If not, leave them in the description section below and I will find the answer if I can, if I don't know it. But a few years back, a while ago, you might remember that North American Avon became separate from Global Avon. So Canadian Avon and US Avon became its own company, and we were New Avon LLC. This was a private company, so it wasn't public on the stock market or anything like that. We were a privately owned company. Completely separate from Global Avon, which I think a lot of people didn't even realize that had happened, because it kind of just happened under the radar and it wasn't a big deal, and people didn't know about it. I think, a lot of Avon reps didn't even realize that had happened. I personally try to be as knowledgeable about Avon and what's going on with the company as I can be. Just because I like to be informed. But, there's a lot of reps that have full-time jobs, full-time families. They're busy, and they don't have time to invest, doing all the research and stuff like that. And that's totally cool. But so we were New Avon LLC, and we were struggling. There was a lot of things going on with Avon that had been not necessarily the most lucrative decisions being made in the company, practices and policies that weren't in the best interest of the company succeeding, and so we were really struggling. New Avon LLC was struggling. They wanted to do well, wanted to thrive, wanted to become a powerhouse without being attached to Global Avon, but things were dicey. So in comes this company named Cerebus, however you want to pronounce it. And if you'll remember, if you've ever seen the movie Pretty Woman, remember what Richard Gere's job was, okay? He owned a company that came in and bought other companies that were in trouble, and then he fixed them up and sold them off, all right? So that's basically what this Cerebus, whatever, did with New Avon LLC. They came in, they purchased us, and they saw good things and potential in New Avon LLC. So they purchased us with the whole intention of revamping things, turning it around, and then selling it off for a profit within 2 to 3 years. So we knew that this was going to happen. I'm moving my hands a lot. You can't see because they're down, but I'm moving my hands a lot. So we knew that this was going to happen. We knew that New Avon LLC would be sold eventually. Cerebus did not purchase us to keep us, to hold us. They purposely bought us to restructure, get us going, and then sell us off to a different company. And this is something I think a lot of people didn't understand or realize. So fast forward to now, and we have been on the market, and LG wanted to purchase us. So this is what's happening. Now officially I don't think the actual solid date is until September of 2019, but things have already started in motion. We received as reps the emails and webinars and things like that are telling us about the changes that are being made, and that LG has purchased New Avon LLC. And people are which I was like this too in the beginning, I'm like, LG? What? They're an electronics company, right? What are they going to do with us? I didn't know this, that LG has a huge health and beauty conglomeration, basically. They own several highly successful health and beauty companies, and many of them are in the Korean beauty market, which, who's the rep that's always talking about Korean beauty? This girl, right? So that's really exciting to me. Now, a lot of the brands that the LG owns are Asian brands, and some of them I cannot pronounce anyways, and I don't think everybody would be familiar with the names of them anyways. However, there's one I was just talking about the other day, the company called Belif. It's Belif. They are a Korean skincare company, and they are sold in Sephora. I'm sure other places too. Wherever I purchase them is usually Sephora. I was just talking about how I have the eye cream from them, and I'm trying to use it up and use it in the mornings. Wonderful products from Belif. Their skincare products are phenomenal. Also, Philosophy. LG owns Philosophy. So, you see Philosophy sold on QVC, you see it in Sephora. Well, I don't know if Sephora has it or not. I know Ulta carries it, and other retailers. Nordstrom, I know, carries it. So LG owns Philosophy. And that's just two of the more familiar brand names that you might be aware of. There's also some other names, other companies that make a lot of sheet masks that I have and stuff like that. But to be honest with you, I know I'll mangle the brand names, so I'm not even going to try to do that. But you can research that. Also, LG owns Avon Japan. Now, see, I didn't know that Avon Japan was separate from Global Avon either. Just like we were, North American Avon was separate from Global Avon. I didn't realize that Japan Avon was separate, but they are, and LG owns them. And so I am really excited about this new direction. A lot of the health and beauty companies that LG owns are trendsetters in the Asian skincare and Asian beauty markets. I am so stoked. I am like, can we please get some of these products that Avon Japan has? The cutest sheet masks, the cutest skincare. And I want you to remember that the whole philosophy of Asian beauty, especially Korean beauty, is that there's no brand loyalty among the consumer. So the companies are always working as fast as they can and as hard as they can to bring you the latest innovations, the latest products for the least amount of money, because they know that their consumer is fickle and always changing, always, looking for the next best thing. So they are on top of it. They are on top of everything. Cutting edge technology with skincare and makeup and beauty products and everything. This excites me to no end to know that Avon is now going to be under the wing of these people that are like pioneers in the beauty industry. This is like terrific to me. I'm so excited. But with change always comes uncertainty. With change always comes nervousness and fear and anxiety. And I do understand that. A lot of reps are afraid that Avon will be sold in retail settings now instead of direct sales, and as far as we know, that is not going to be the case at all. LG owns several other direct sale beauty companies in Asia, so they are happy to keep us as a direct sale. So I don't think anything is going to change on our end as far as representative and customer. I don't think anything like that is going to change. There are things that are changing, but I think that there are things that are changing for the better. And Avon has been working on these things previously. And I think that some of you may have experienced some of that. Like one of the things that Avon is doing now, new Avon is doing now, is that there's less product availability. And on one hand, you say, that sucks. I really wanted that necklace or that dress, or I wanted that perfume that was limited edition and now it's gone and I can't get it. Yes, I understand that. I understand the frustration. A lot of representatives are frustrated. Customers get frustrated, and I do understand that. However, this is what was happening before that wasn't cost effective at all, and was one of the major reasons that Avon was in trouble. They were producing so much product. So if you'll remember back, if you've been an Avon shopper for a long time, you'll remember back to when Avon used to make like all this clothing, jewelry, everything. And what would happen? It would show up in the outlet. So first it would be in the brochure for X amount of dollars, and then it would be in the outlet, and it would be in the outlet for ages. I mean, it would be in the outlet for 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 6 months. These things would be in the outlet for a fraction of the cost of what they were originally. Well, that's good for the consumer. Obviously, they get a deal. But in the long run, if they love the company that they're buying from, and wanted to stay in business, that's not a good model for the company to be successful, because they're making too much product. They don't sell it at the value that it's worth, and they lose money on it. A lot of times what was happening is that representatives were getting upset because they were seeing Avon being sold at places like Ollie's and Big Lots. Now, I personally never came across that, but I do know that it happened. And that's because they were producing so much product and it wasn't getting purchased. So they were having to sell it off for pennies, literally pennies on the dollar, and they would wind up in these wholesale places. When I was at when I had my booth at the flea market, I would see this there because people would purchase, other vendors would purchase pallets. Like they would purchase giant pallets full of product from companies at a wholesale, and they were like remainder products. And a lot of times Avon would be in those. And they would come to me and they would say, look, I have this. Do you want to purchase it and have it at your booth? You know, that kind of thing. So this was happening a lot. Avon was losing tons of money on this, and they have decided to scale back on their productivity so that this doesn't happen again. So is it going to mean that some of the products are short? Yes. But not all the products are going to be that. We're still going to have our core products. We're still going to have our core skincare, beauty, things like that. But a lot of the other things, limited edition items, are just that, limited edition. And you need to purchase them if you're interested while they're available. And I know that representatives are frustrated with that when they want to order something for their customer and then it says out of stock and it's a fairly new item. I understand that. My customers too get on my web store and they want to order something, especially we experienced this at Christmas time. Sometimes things were sold out before a campaign was even finished, yet the item was still showing up in 2 or 3 more brochures and it was sold out. So it is frustrating when that happens, and I do understand that, but I also understand that if you want Avon to succeed and to be able to stick around and be a company for a long time, there are changes that had to be made. There are companies that are really successful that do just limited edition runs of things. Like look at MAC. MAC releases limited edition new collections like every month, and they sell out, boom, just like that. And it leaves people wanting more. They want to see what's the new greatest thing, what's the next exciting thing coming. So I think Avon is trying to do that. That was one of the things that they've done to help increase their effectiveness and to be more lucrative. They've eliminated a lot of the white collar positions. A lot of people lost their job in the white collar, section of Avon, which is unfortunate. But when a company restructures, that's something that happens. Also, things are changing on the way that we do business on our end, which I've mentioned before. They are encouraging representatives to service their customers with online orders versus rep delivery orders, where I have customers in person and I get their orders and I submit it and then I deliver to them. Avon is trying to shift us more towards what I usually do, which is what you guys do, is order from me online and have it directly shipped to your home. This is more cost effective for them, and that's what they are encouraging us to do. We make more money that way. Representatives make more money this way. That's why I like to run my business this way as much as I can. But there's a lot of reps that are resisting that are not on board with that, and I think that's a struggle that is happening. But overall, I think that this is a really good, positive move for Avon. I am not worried that I'm going to be out of a job. I am not worried that Avon's going to go belly up. I am not worried that you're going to go into Walmart and be able to purchase your Skin So Soft in there or your Glimmer Sticks eyeliners and things like that. I'm not worried about those things happening. And I think a lot of representatives that didn't really understand what was happening with the company have really freaked out. And I know I've heard of a couple of representatives actually, when the news broke yesterday that we were sold, publicly announced on their Facebook pages or in their Facebook business groups that they were going to quit Avon, that they wanted nothing to do with a company that was owned by somebody that's overseas or foreign. And I'm thinking, well, hey, send your customers to me because I will happily take them. You know what I mean? I am excited. I am really excited. And if they would have taken a moment to research LG, realize that LG has this huge health and beauty division of their corporation, and that it can mean really positive things for us and we can experience a lot of growth, maybe they wouldn't have done that. But their first initial reaction was to just flip out and be negative and cause a negative vibe for their customers and for other representatives. And I am not about that. You guys know me, I always want to see the positive in things, but I'm not a Pollyanna either. I mean, if something is bad, if there's a bad situation, I'm going to acknowledge it's bad. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat everything or BS anybody or anything like that. And this is the honest to goodness truth. I'm very excited. I feel very positive. I feel very optimistic. I'm really looking forward to seeing the new direction that we go in. And I think things are just gonna get better and better. And if I'm wrong, then I'll say I was wrong, you know. Wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong about something. But for right now, I feel really, really, really enthusiastic and excited. So if you have heard any of that scuttlebutt, I just kind of wanted to set your mind at ease, let you know, as far as I know, this is what's going on. And we're going to continue business as usual until somebody tells us differently. All right, you guys, I appreciate it so much for you taking the time to watch this. Like I said, if you have questions, leave them below. I'll try to answer them. If I don't know the answer, I'll see if I can figure it out and I'll get back to you. But now it's Friday evening. Today's my mother-in-law's birthday. We got her some gifts. We just had our dinner, and I baked a cake last night, a lemon cake. So we're going to get ready to have some cake. But I just really wanted to take the time to put this up for you in case you did hear about it and just let you know everything's going to be okay. Like usual, you know, we kind of freak out, and then in the end, most of the time, everything's okay. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. If I don't do another video this weekend, and I don't see you until Monday or Tuesday, then have a blessed, enjoyable weekend. And we're supposed to get some rain and snow tomorrow. Hello, it's the end of April. I know, crazy, right? But yeah, so I guess that's all I've got going on. I will catch you in the next video. And I still can't figure out how to turn this camera off.